What is up, folks, and welcome to the BJT show where I talk about sports, media, entertainment, and such things. I'm your host, Byron, and in this episode, I have a very special guest. He used to play safety for the University of Georgia and the University of Arkansas, and he's also an NFL safety as well. Latavious Brini, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. I'm proud to be here.
So, for those who don't know how I know Latavious, we were actually in the same high school graduating class. Yeah, at different schools, but with the whole recruiting scene and everything. So that's how we know each other. And he's from
Hmm.
Florida, and I love the state of Florida. So, shout out to all the Florida people. But yeah, that's how
Yes,
we know each other.
sir. Down south.
So, you were a three-star recruit coming out of high school. What was your recruitment process like?
I say my recruitment process was, I say it was crazy, real crazy. I say I started off, I was a big Miami Hurricanes fan growing up. Sean Taylor, Sean T, Ray Lewis. You have all the greats that went to Miami. And, being from Miami is just like, you only hear about Miami. Like everybody, you're a football player, you're a big time athlete. Come on, Miami, everybody wants you to stay home. So I say it was crazy because everybody wanted me to stay home. Everybody, like, hey man, we got Miami offer. I always knew that I always wanted to get out. I always wanted to branch off and leave Miami. So I eventually took a official to Oklahoma, and that was probably the most craziest I say crazy because me being from Miami, I didn't expect myself to be all the way in Norman, Oklahoma, and that was actually on my birthday. So that was an experience. And then I took official to this school called University of Georgia. Man, when I took that official, I think it was sealed and delivered right there. Georgia just showed me a different atmosphere, and it's just like I had a lot of people that was from Miami that committed to Georgia that played for Georgia, so that was like the most selling point ever. So it was a pretty difficult process and finding out what school I'm gonna call home.
So, with the recruiting process, did you ever get like crazy messages from fans or people being like, "Hey,
Oh
go to this
man.
school, go to that school, be a Hurricane, be a Florida Gator,
Also,
whichever."
it was one time, right? I know I can't forget this. It was one time I was committed to University of Georgia, and it was Kirby Smart first year. So they played Ole Miss. They played Ole Miss, and I tell you, they got embarrassed by Ole Miss. So in my head, I was thinking like, okay, mind you, like I said, I always wanted to be a Hurricane. Like I always want to be a Hurricane at heart. So I I wrote a decommit letter on my notes. But me being like about 16, 17 years old, I forgot that I had the date of when I wrote the letter. So it was probably like I wrote this letter in October for like probably not October. I can't remember exactly when they played Ole Miss, but I wrote the date like a month or two before, and I end up posting as soon as they lost to Ole Miss. I posted it on social media, and the fans was like, some of the fans was like, my crazy self, I didn't take the time out, like when I wrote it. And some of the fans was like, oh, he been was decommitted, he been wrote this, like Georgia fans was just going crazy, like they were just going crazy on me. And I was like, man, I had to actually like start blocking people because I'm gonna tell you like this, like as an athlete and as a recruit, man, the fans is like the most craziest. Like I feel like Georgia fans and Miami fans fan base is the most craziest fan base it can be. Like they're crazy. They go hard for their school. So that's probably one of the most craziest moments I have like in a recruiting process.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I get that. Those Georgia Bulldogs fans do not play around at all.
They do not play. They do not play.
Also, want to tell a story from those recruiting days. I've been on visits to schools like Florida A&M and the University of Florida mainly, and so I visited Florida a lot. I probably visited Florida as a recruit maybe 5 times, but before that, just being a fan of the Florida Gators, I visited them or like been to the campus and all that kind of stuff. for like scholastics and such things for maybe like two or three times. But what people don't know, for the people watching, for the people that don't know, Latavious reached out to a couple of schools, on my behalf during the recruitment process, back in like 2016, early 2017. And so I remember you reaching out to like the University of South Florida and Florida Atlantic and other schools being like, hey, there's this dude, Byron, he plays defensive back and everything, check him out, yada, 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 all that good stuff. And so, I always really appreciated that. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. I always say, I tell people it take a village to raise a child. And sometimes you don't know who your village can be. Sometimes I say like I was blessed. You feel me? And some people sometimes don't be as blessed as yourself or me. You feel me? So I was like, why not share the wealth? Like why not use my platform to help somebody else? I'm gonna tell a story too. It was actually one of my best friends to this day. I went to a school called Miller Academy. It was a charter school in Miami. And we was looking for like some players. We was looking for like a linebacker. I met this kid at a camp, and it was funny because I call this kid today. We played a game yesterday. I was begging him and his mom. I'm Haitian, so like I was begging his mom in Creole. Like I was begging his mom. I was like, Mom, you're not gonna pay for college. Like, come, like, tell your son to come. And like, me and him had like a one-on-one talk, and I told him, I was like, listen, bro, I'm gonna try to do everything I can. Mind you, at this time, I was like three-star recruit. I was like, at my school, Matter Academy, I was like the first one to actually bring Alabama, Miami to the school. So it's like every college came out looking. So I was like, listen, bro, if I can, I'm gonna help you. And I actually helped him get I mean, he helped himself actually. He was pretty good, but like I pushed him and all the time, like, listen, bro, like you can do it. Your mom not gonna play for college. I told him that. I told him that. I gave him that the when before he came to Matter Academy. I told him, I'm gonna say, listen, you come here, your mom not gonna pay for college. You gonna get this scholarship. And he actually ended up getting a scholarship to Charlotte for the Charlotte, I don't even know, the UNC Charlotte, not the Tar Heels, but the 49ers. And he ended up transferring. He ended up playing good out there, transferring and going to FAU and having a good career. I mean, that's one of my best friends to this day. So I say that to say, I mean, if you can help, why not help? Why not help somebody that's not in a position you in? So
Mhm. Yeah, for
that's
sure. I think
that's
that's I think that's very respectable, and I think that's a very good point.
and I got a one crazy story about my recruitment process too. So being from Miami, like, and that's one of the biggest things why I wanted to get out of Miami because I feel like you can get trapped down there, if that makes sense. Like you get trapped in your hometown. So I wanted to explore. I always wanted that type of person to explore. I wanted to see everything. I wanted to be uncomfortable and I want to be comfortable in uncomfortable spots. So me, my little brother, and some of my old teammates in high school, we went to the University of Georgia. It was on my Twitter. We made the Running Man. This one, the Running Man challenge was like at its peak. So Georgia, we was like, we talked to some of the coaches from Georgia, Coach Coley, and we was like, let's make a Running Man challenge. Like, so we made a Running Man challenge, and I tell you, this is gonna sound crazy, but when I went to Georgia, it was my first time ever eating Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A. I never
Wow.
had Chick-fil-A in my life, and this, mind you, it's like 2016, 2017. So Georgia gave us some Chick-fil-A biscuits. When I tell you, I took probably like 30 Chick-fil-A biscuits in my book bag, and I was
Oh man.
passing them out. We took a road trip up here. We drove from Miami to Athens. When I tell you, I was passing them out every stop, like passing. We was eating cold, no jelly. We thought this was the best thing since sliced bread. Like it was like that was probably one of the peak core memories I have from like my recruitment process, and it was fun. It was real fun.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A is amazing. People from Georgia do not
Yes,
play about Chick-fil-A
about
at
some Chick
all.
Fil A. I wouldn't play by Chick Fil A either. I'm not gonna lie. The breakfast is OD. Best breakfast
Yeah,
ever.
facts. So you committed to the University of Georgia, played college football there. What went into that decision to, commit to UGA?
The biggest decision was like I say, I wanted to leave. I wanted to leave Miami. That was one of the biggest decision. And I tell people this story. It's crazy. It's crazy because Coach Smart always tell people this story too. So every time he mentioned my name in my recruitment process, I never forget one time. And this was made me give like I was like, man, I love that guy. He's a real stand-up guy. So you know how they do home in-home visits. So okay, Coach Smart came to in-home visit. It was him, Coach Coley, and Coach Tucker, Mel Tucker. I would never forget this. They pulled up to my house, and all we seen was black trucks outside. So like we all scared, but I knew what was going on. My brothers and everybody was scared. Like it was like, what's going on? And Coach Smart came in the door. All he seen was pit bulls, like, $5 at the time. He said, "Man, all you seen was pit bulls everywhere. People with their shirt off. Like my, like it was just my siblings. Like it was just my siblings. But he was just like, man, he was like, man, it was the most craziest thing ever. Like he was like, he never seen so much dogs in his life. Because I was showing him my dogs. I'm an animal person, so I was showing him my dogs. And I say from there, it was just like he just brought me in and he told me he was like, and I'm not going to lie. In high school, I had some hiccups. I wasn't the role model that I should have been in high school, and Coach Smart knew like the situation I was in, and he actually like put his hand around me and was like, "Hey, listen, I know the situation you in, and we still have a scholarship for you if you want to take it." So that was one of the biggest selling points for me. He was like, "Listen, don't you can't ever judge a book by its cover. It's just like you can't judge a man by what he does. You just got to judge a man by how he keep going." So that was probably one of the biggest things that I took from him, and that made me commit. I was like, I'm at home. So,
Nice, nice. What's it like being coached by Kirby Smart?
man, I was it's crazy because I was at this event probably 2 days ago, and I ran into like a fan, to like a fan like he was a fan of like football, okay, and he was like, so I was talking to him, and like I'm the type of person I don't want to just say, hey, like I'm an athlete. I won a national championship. Like I want to tell you, I want you to know my personality and know who I am before I like say, hey, like I play football, like I play a professional sport, or I'm a national championship winner. So I was talking to him, and he was like, "What you do? Like what? Like where you went to school?" And I was like, "On the University of Georgia and stuff like that." Yeah, he was like, "When?" I was like, "Yeah, 2021. I mean, 2017 to 21, 22." He was like, "You want a national championship?" I was like, "Yes." He said, "Why you didn't start with that?" I was like, it was like, it was so crazy to me because it was like I just don't think of it like that. I just don't think of like I don't think of the winning the national championship is a big deal because I've done it. If that makes sense. But to other people, it's really a big deal. Like it's a thing, a percentage that only a couple people do. So back to answer your question. So the guy was asking me all about Kirby. He's like, "How is Kirby as a coach?" I tell you this: you gonna love him, or you gonna hate him, but you gonna love him though. You gonna love him though. It's like one of them guys that he see potential. He see potential. He gonna push you to be your best at all times. So it's like you can't never go around Kirby and give 50%. It's always gonna be 100. He gonna always ask for 100. It's like time in practice is like in practice is like we start practice and it's like if you're not having a good day, if you're not having a good practice, he gonna call you out. And he used to walk around. He still walk around with a mic. He gonna call you out. Like he could be all the way down looking at offense and see you messing up on one thing. He gonna call you out. He gonna demand greatness, excellence. He gonna always demand everything. And I will always forever appreciate him for that because it's like a lot of people don't understand that. In this real world, a lot of people lack structure. And I felt like us going to University of Georgia, it was like sometimes you need structure, and like Kirby gave us that structure. Kirby was that leader that listen, I'm gonna do right, and I'm gonna follow. I want y'all to follow by example, and that was the biggest thing. Like people listen, I tell people every time, listen, that's probably one of the greatest experience I had in my life, like going to University of Georgia, Arkansas too. Like I said.
Yeah, nice. That's really cool. I know like, people have told me like, yeah, Kirby Smart. really good coach. He'll motivate you and all that stuff, but he might cuss you out too.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
so
it's a
yeah,
love and hate. Like it's a love and hate. That's like this. It's like you can't always be rewarded for something. Like, you're not gonna always be. You ain't gonna always be 100% every day. Like, you're not gonna always do the right correct thing. And it's like if somebody don't call you out on when you're doing bad, they don't love you. And that's how I feel. If he never said anything to you or like saying, "Hey, you're doing this wrong or correctly," he didn't really care. But I never really seen him walk up to people and say, "Hey, like this how you do it." He walked up to everybody. He greeted everybody. I mean, he used to walk around with his demeanor. That's Kirby though. Like, that's Kirby. When you have that competitive nature, that's you. That's just you. Like he walk around like, "Hey man, I want to win every time." I don't care if it's like walking from the bathroom to the meeting room. I want to win. That's just me. So I really appreciate
what was it like in practice at the University of Georgia, being
that. Man,
surrounded by so
oh,
much talent? There's NFL talent just everywhere. What was that like?
Bloody Tuesdays. That's how I'm gonna say it. Bloody Tuesdays. Bloody Tuesdays was one of them days. Like, okay, and I tell people, it's funny because I was literally just telling somebody this. Bloody Tuesdays was on Monday. Okay, we have a game on Saturday. Okay, we win. We get into practice. Monday starts, or like saying we in see like we start. We're going through spring training camp, whatever like that. We're going through training camp. Monday comes around. Okay, everybody knows that Monday is a shell day, or if Kirby feeling like we didn't do good in that game, we gonna wear pants. So saying is Monday is a shell day. Okay, it's smooth, everybody is smooth, but after practice on that Monday, you see everybody and their mother in the training room trying to get ready for tomorrow. Because they know tomorrow is Bloody Tuesday. That's all out. It's good on good. My six plays versus your six plays. Put the ball down and let's hit. Like, and it was never take to the ground. It was just like, imagine if you had guys like Jordan Davis going against Justin Schaefer. You had guys like Trayvon Walker going against like all like Jamar Sawyer. You had like, you know what I'm saying? You had George Pickens going against um, DK. Like, it was just so much. It was just so much time. It was never like, okay, we finna slack off this practice. You couldn't slack off because it's like if you slack off, you're gonna get pushed down in the depth chart, and that's the biggest thing. Like that's the biggest thing at Georgia, at the Georgia University of Georgia. It's never like okay, your spot's always secure. It's like you always fighting for a spot. Like you always fighting. And that's the thing that about coaching that you always got to imply. Nothing ain't secure. Nothing's secure. You gotta always show me that you got that same hunger that when it started to the finish. And like saying like Tuesdays, man, I'm gonna tell you, like, listen, our sprint coaches used to walk around with like garbage cans and hit their head and they'll bleed. Like they'll walk around with horns. Bloody Tuesday, Bloody Tuesday. Listen, they'll in meetings, they'll literally be playing music, like everybody like in meeting, like we in a locker room. As soon as we get there, everybody know, like, listen, this gonna be a hard practice. Like 15, like we used to do 15 periods. Like I don't know if they do 15 periods now, but we used to do 15 periods, like good on good, like you got team run. And then the thing about team run, we always used to hate. We always thought it was just team run. But nah, they'll put in like a play action pass and they always used to get us like the offenses always get us on that. So Georgia practices was like probably the most intense, real intense for sure.
Yeah, those strength coaches in college football, especially in the SEC, they don't joke around either.
Man,
They might
they are
throw a chair on the
crazy.
ground, yell, and just like, let's go,
Let's
let's
go.
go.
Listen, Coach Scott Sinclair, one of the most craziest strength coaches. He bring energy every time. He don't, he's not gonna lie about the energy. He's gonna bring it every time. Every time. That was probably one of the best moments.
So, being a football player at the University of Georgia, what was it like dealing with, the attention that comes with that on and off the field?
I always think. Coach Smart, because he was always used to. It's crazy because it actually give me a little goosebumps now. Think about this. He used to always be like, he used to bring us in the team and he used to play the song. He'll talk. He'd say one of his motivation speeches like, "Listen, he always tell us rap poison. Never listen to rap poison. Like, never, you feel me? They could tell you, like, oh yeah, we the greatest Georgia team ever. We never. I think Coach Smart used to always play with us. Like, he's always trying to mind trick us. Like, he'll say we the great. Like people will be on social media saying like 2021 we the greatest team ever, but then he'll be like, oh yeah, they projected us to lose. He'll come to me and say, hey, they got us losing. Like he'll like they don't want to see us win. And he's always play this song, his old song. I think it's about don't quote me. I think it's like OJ's like it's called Backstabbers. He's go like, what they do, they smile in your face all the time, wanna take your place. Listen, he used to play that song faithfully every meeting. He was like, and let me tell you something. Kirby's short. He's a short guy. He's always walking around with his papers in his hand. He used to say, all right, he's saying his meeting, he's saying his little speech, and he would just walk off and play the song, and then the song would just start playing, and everybody in the crowd just singing the song. Like at that point, it was to the time that we knew the song that he was gonna play because it's like at that moment, we was the hunted. Everybody wanted to you see now on social, like every football thing is like, oh, we want Georgia. Everybody says it, like everybody says it. So it's just like he always told us, like, never listen to the rap boys, never listen to what they telling you. Always to keep the main thing, keep chopping. That's what he always used to tell us, keep chopping, keep the main thing. So that was one of the biggest methods.
Yeah, yeah. Kirby Smart seems very intense, and with the
Yeah,
whole like rat poison moniker, I know Coach
hmm
Saban would
yeah,
say some of the same things, and so I know Coach Smart is from that Coach Saban,
that era,
coaching
yeah.
tree. So but I definitely get it. Don't listen to the good or the bad. Just kind of, I mean, like you can listen to it, but kind of take it
Stay
for what
neutral.
what it is. But still,
hmm
like you were saying, keep the main thing the main thing. All these people
Stay
telling
neutral.
you you're a great player when you have a great game, and all these people telling you you're a bad player when you don't have a
Cause
good game. So yeah,
they're gonna tell you, listen, the fans gonna let you know when you having a bad game. They gonna let you know when you're having a good game. So you just can't listen to it. You just gotta stay neutral and everything.
uh,
So
and yeah, I
that's
know.
one.
I know UGA students, love their football team and love their sports programs. I know
hmm
it's like crazy, in Athens after a big win and everybody's
Man,
just celebrating and stuff like that.
I wish we had the Natty in Atlanta because when we had the Natty it was in Indiana. So it's like, man, I tell you, like we ain't win the Natty for like 40 years, the first time. 40 years. So it's like I tell you, everybody and their mother was outside and Athens flooded Athens, like everybody flooded Athens. And it's like, I'm not gonna lie, my experience, like, I was on, so being in Georgia, I went to the national championship twice. Went 2017, and that year we lost. And when I say that experience was the most craziest experience because it's like I've never seen fans travel like that. Georgia fans travel. They go anywhere. If Georgia's gonna play in Alaska, I think they're gonna be in Alaska. Like they travel. So when we went to when we was in Cali, they traveled all the way out to Cali. We won that game in a thriller. And it was just like the fans, when I tell you the fans was there, there when we walk into the plane, to the bus, and by the time we got back, the fans was there, like, greeting us and everything, like the SEC championship, the fans was greeting us. Like it was a beautiful experience for sure. Me, especially being me from like not really knowing like how this worked. Like so it was a beautiful experience for
Nice.
sure.
And speaking of national championships, so you were there in 2017 when you lost
hmm
against Alabama. So what was going through your mind when Devontae Smith caught that pass at the end of the game?
I tell people this. All I remember is like it was what is second and 25, and we like Coach Tuck called the play, and like he Tua was in the game. All I remember is like him loading up, throwing the ball, and we just look everybody just looked down the sideline, and you just see him catch the ball, and like when I tell you. it was so loud that it sounded so quiet, if that makes sense. It
Mm.
was so loud that it sounded so quiet. Like the crowd erupted, like erupted. And everybody was just looking. And then some of the players, like after the game, some of the players, like, I don't know, like, it was a heartbreaking experience because it was like some of the players last time playing football. So it was like, you wanted to go out in the bang. So, I mean, that was the most craziest. Like, when I tell you, like, it was so loud that it was so quiet. Like, my ears, like, I couldn't even hear anything. Like, that's how loud it was. Like, it was so crazy. But that was an experience, though.
On the topic of national championships, what was it like going to the national championship against Alabama the second time around and
The
actually
second time
beating them?
around, um, I just, that year, I'm not gonna lie, like, once we beat Clemson and once, like, you just felt the energy that we was gonna go. You felt it, like, you just felt it, like, the team runs, everybody, like, I felt like everybody held everybody accountable to what they was doing. Like people like James Cook held everybody. When I tell you, he held everybody. Like the leaders held everybody. And I think Coach wanted to bring in. We had leadership meetings. Like, we used to have leadership meetings like every. I forgot the name of it. It was like group meetings. We used to have group meetings before practice every day. Like, you different. You have a group meeting with this person, and it's different groups. It's never you. It's never the same person talking. It's always a different person talking, but you in your same group. And mind you, not with your position. You probably have one person in your position. You'll be grouped up with, and I think, and I ain't gonna lie, I thank them so much. You'll be grouped up with an O lineman, a punter, or a quarterback. And mind you, like you have to learn a name. You have to learn a name. So it's like that that process right there, like when we did that, I felt like, yeah, we going to the national championship. It's like it's no way that we not gonna make it to the national championship because it's like we so connected. Everybody was connected. So going to the national championship and playing Alabama, that first time we played Alabama, I'm not gonna lie, like listen, you give everybody credit where it's due. Like I'm gonna give people credit where it's due, and then a lot of Alabama fans gonna say, "Oh, y'all won because y'all we didn't have J-Mo." Okay, listen, let me tell you something. A win is a win. You hear me? A win is a win. Like, don't get me wrong, we give credit where it's due. When we played on the first time, I'm not gonna lie. I give shout outs to Bryce Young, J-Mo, all them great players. Like they've had a number, but the second time around, you can't beat. Listen, I don't think you could beat people twice. Only Georgia showed me they could beat people twice. You can't beat somebody twice. Like, and then we just locked in, and everything. Everybody knew like before the game, everybody knew that this the moment that we was waiting on, and this the moment that we knew that. Listen, we finna break that curse and give Kirby his first one as a Georgia dog. Like we was gonna break that curse. We knew that. So it was a great process.
So y'all played against Alabama the second time in the national championship. Defense played great that game. Y'all played a great game, and the confetti's falling, and y'all are national champions. How did that feel?
So it was a crazy feeling. I feel like it didn't sink in until the next day, it didn't sink in until we got to the parade. That's when it was like, man, it was true. We really national championships. Like, we really national champions. They can't take that away from us. That was probably the most, I say, surreal moments. Cause, like I tell you, it's like, I downplay it because, like, me not knowing, like, I'm not gonna lie, this is the first time in my football career I actually won a championship. So, I mean, some people don't know how that feels. So it's like I used to downplay it, but it's like you in the percentile of people that actually won a national championship. It's a lot of people that play college football and don't win championships. So that's the part that I'm like, man, I'm in a percentile of people that actually won a national championship. I could say, yo, I started on a team that won a national championship. So that's probably a good thing.
Yeah, out of the whole time college football has been around, all the different national championship teams, you're on one of them. You were
It's
on one of them,
crazy.
so that's like a crazy thing to think about.
It is crazy to think about. We're gonna go down in history as one of the best Georgia teams to play. So that's a crazy moment.
What was the leadership like on that national championship winning team at Georgia with players and coaches like Kirby Smart, players like Jordan Davis, N'Kobe Dean, James Cook, and others?
The leadership on that team was we held everybody accountable. It's never my bad. Like if you go back to when and this video went viral, it was going viral when the national championship game and Kobe Dean fussed out Channing for missing a play, and he was telling him basically just use your brain, like think, not use your brain, think, like you know the play, think, calm down, and he ended up making the next play right after that, literally right after. So it's always like it's never my bad. That's the biggest thing. It's always I'm gonna be better next, or I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take. I know what I did wrong, and I'm gonna take it and use it and be better. And it's never like the coaches never had to like pull one of the players to the side and tell players like, "Hey, stop doing this." It always was the player to be like, "Hey, listen, this how you do it," or I don't need you doing this because this gonna mess up the team, or this gonna make the team go this way. So it was never like it was always big brother, little brother. It was never the coaches had to step in and tell us. It's always like big brother, little brother. Like, hey, like I need you to do this. I need you to do that. And if you can't do it, then we all fail as a team. It's never like, oh yeah, you failed. We all fail. So it's like if one person ain't going to class, we all fail because it's like we not gonna just let you run. We all gonna run with you because it's like at the end of the day, if we call ourselves a team, there's no I. So it's always been a team thing, not just one person thing. So that was the biggest thing for us.
You transferred to the University of Arkansas for your senior year, and you played
Whoopie
safety
Suey.
there. What was it like at Arkansas?
Man, I tell people, I say, sometimes in life you need a change of scenery. Change of scenery, change of scenery is a big thing. And when you get so used to stuff, like I got used to Georgia, I got used to like the atmosphere and like the living situation. So it was like when I got to Arkansas, I was so uncomfortable. I miss my people, and a lot of people don't tell you that. I miss my people, and I'm gonna tell you this: um, mental health is everything. You know, like mental health is like the biggest downfall in a lot of athletes, and people don't talk about it as much. I say going to Arkansas was probably like it was always a blessing because I had a chance to go to another school and play football. So it was just more of I don't say a setback. It's just a realization. It's a realization that listen, like you can't never get comfortable. Always strive to be like to work, and that's the thing. When you get comfortable, that's when you settle for anything. And I learned that like going to Arkansas, I learned that like I wasn't comfortable. I always wanted to strive to be better. So and I ain't gonna lie, Arkansas was a blessing though. And I always say it was a peace of mind. I say a peace of mind. Oh my God, it was a peace of mind. Arkansas was it was quiet. It was real quiet. You know, Athens was like Athens was hectic. Like Athens, like it was real hectic. Arkansas was quiet. It was real quiet, and it's like sometimes in life you need a peace of mind. You need it, like so.
What was the pre and post draft process for you like, as far as talking to different teams and scouts, agents, and all that kind of stuff?
Um, it was how was it? It was all they always used to ask me questions about like so that's why I say at Arkansas you need a like when I went to Arkansas it was a peace of mind because it's like at Georgia they just asked me about incidents that happened at Georgia or like it was more of a like hey like just what happened in Georgia can you tell me about this incident and stuff like that. There was more worried about my character. I mean, and that's the thing about like this football. That's the thing about football. I'm telling you, and I tell all my boys that's like like NFL and stuff like that. I tell them I was like, listen, people don't know you beyond a helmet. They don't know you. So why not go out here and like? And I was just telling one of my friends, I was like, listen, bro, like go pop up to a community. You don't even gotta post. You don't even gotta post that you doing this. Like go pop up to a community and just go listen to community or give back to the community. You don't even know this community, or just go to like a event Like seeing somebody in the community throwing an event and just go show face and show that you like actually care about the community. And that would change your whole narrative. Like, cause I'm gonna tell you something. People don't know you. People don't know who you are. Like, they don't know who you are. They want to learn. And the thing is about if you don't show your personality, people ain't gonna never know who you are. Like, that's the thing. Cause they don't even know who you are under the helmet. They only see the helmet and the number. So once you take out the helmet, you really got to show your personality. And I felt like it was some point of times I showed my personality, some point of times I didn't. So it was like, I mean, the draft process was pretty good because I had all the tangibles, but it's just like it was always a question about who is he as a person. And a lot of people, and I'm gonna tell you, if somebody don't know who you are as a person, they're scared because you're a liability. So that's the biggest part.
So I think you ended up signing with the Jacksonville Jaguars, right?
Yes, I did.
What was it like being on that team with different players like Trevor Lawrence and all these other people?
Um, it was crazy. I say. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like some of them players, I was like, boy, like the game don't give y'all no justice. Like some of them players look at fake. And I know I'm a big human being. Like I'm 6'2", 6'3", 215. But man, I seen Josh Allen. I'm like, I'm looking at him like, bro, like you look fake. Like you look like an action figure. Like, and I'm like, what the? I said this guy look fake. Like, I mean, playing with Trevor Lawrence, playing. Listen, the I say the person I was like really like okay. I always played against him. I grew up with him. I basically grew up with him, but didn't grow up with him. I always see him 707s. We 707 tournaments. I used to go. He used to be on one team. I used to be on another team, and we used to always play in them. Tell you, they used to always dominate our team. Was Calvin Ridley. So T Red from Broward. When I got to the Jags, it was like exciting. You know, he took me in as one of his little brothers. So he's always talked to me and stuff like that. And that was probably one of the most excited players I played with, other than George Pickens to me, receiver. C. Red was like one of the players. I was like, man, dang, I actually playing with him. Like that's crazy. I played against him at Bama. I played against him 707. I seen him. I played with his brother. So it was like that was kind of crazy. That was a crazy experience right now.
What was it like going against some of those players in practice on the Jaguars, like guarding
Man,
Calvin Ridley, going
I
against
ain't
Trevor
never.
Lawrence and all those
I
guys?
never I never guarded Calvin really because I played safety and he played corner, so I mean receiver, so he was mainly outside. I wanted to go. I probably went against him one time, probably one time. Man, listen, listen, you getting paid millions of dollars to be just one of the best athletes on the team, and listen, Trevor Lawrence, he got it. Calvin Ridley, he got it. Like, those players got it. And I tell people this time after time, in the NFL, it's not about oh like this, that, and the third. It's about work ethic. The players that you see, the top players, they have a good work ethic. That's all it is. Like, some players be blessed. Some players do be blessed, but most of them have great work ethic. Like they the ones that gonna work hard, and and it shows like players. I'm gonna just use Calvin Ridley for example. Like he had to take a whole year off. He came back and gave you 2,000 seasons back to back. And it shows it's just his work ethic. Like that kid, when I tell you, like before we even go out to practice, he'll be out there catching jugs, or like on a day off, he'll have one of the assistant receiver coaches out there helping him catch jugs and doing like doing little drills, and then like even at home, like when I used to go to his house and stuff like that, he used to like be throwing a tennis ball at the wall, catching it, talking and stuff like that. Like it just his work ethic was just so crazy. So I think that's the biggest thing about being an elite athlete in the game.
What was the coolest thing for you, just about being in the NFL in general? Was it like, wow, I'm here? Or was it just like, okay, this is pretty cool, but, it's still a business?
I say when I first got in there, so I had to try out. I had to do a tryout to to make the team. So when I went there, it was just more of a like, man, listen, I'm here. I know my abilities. I'm here to, for me, just to show what I can do. So we went on, like the little OTA 30 mini rookie camp. OTAs. I'm gonna tell you when I tell you I balled, I balled. I did real good. So they signed me, ended up signing me and stuff like that. And I tell you, listen, the NFL is like my eyes was just like I'm like I can't really process it, and that's the thing. That's the thing when I tell people like when moments be too big, you got to make sure you know where your feet at. And that's why I just always tell myself know where your feet at, right? Know where you landed at. Because it's like sometimes the moment can be too big and you mess around and just forget that this is $1 million business. The dough is bigger on the way out and easy and hard on the way in. Like, it's an easy way to get out, but hard to get in. So it's like you just got to make sure. Like, my biggest thing was like I always try to keep the main thing. And like, just listen, regardless of anything, I always smiled and kept my head high. Like, because at the end of the day, God got you. That's how I felt. God got me.
So now I want to get into the portion of the interview where I just kind of ask the random questions. So, what's your favorite movie?
Oh, my favorite movie. Get Rich or Die Trying or Zootopia. That's two.
Zootopia is a nice movie.
It is a
That's a
nice
that's a good
movie. I
movie.
love Zootopia. Listen, I could watch Zootopia literally every day if I could. Zootopia, I'm telling you, but like for some reason, Get Rich or Die Trying with 50 Cent was like a core movie. Like I could tell you every line. I could tell you every line almost, and I could tell you every scene. So it's like I say that or I say Zootopia. Yeah, I say those two. Those two probably my favorite movies.
What's your favorite candy?
I'm a chocolate guy. I love. Listen, I have a bag of chocolate in the kitchen, and I try to stay away from it. Like literally, I literally be trying to throw it away. But I love me some Twix. Oh my God, Twix is probably the best candy that ever made. Like, chocolate ever made. That's what I feel. Best chocolate ever made.
Who's your favorite musical artist?
Kodak, of course. Like, Kodak, you know I'm a Florida boy. You know I'm Haitian, so like, I gotta go for my Zoes, my Z's, man. So I say Kodak. Kodak is like he speaks to the soul. Ron Wade speaks to the soul. Like they deeper than what people think.
What is your favorite food slash meal?
Spaghetti. I can eat spaghetti any day, anytime. Spaghetti, and I say I'm not gonna lie. Like I love a wing. I might end up turning into a chicken in my past life. Like at this point, I love chicken. Like I eat seafood. I eat pork. I love chicken.
What you think about the 10-piece hot lemon pepper?
I really don't like hot lemon. I don't really like lemon pepper. I'm not a fan. I'm gonna tell you, like, I go to American Deli right now. I go get me a little 15 piece, big bag, 15 piece, and I go get honey garlic parmesan with a little sweet chili. You gotta get a little tang to it. Oh my God, you hear me? Extra fries, extra crispy. Big mixed
Okay,
drink.
okay. I'm kind of, I don't want to say lame, but I'm really boring as far as like wings go. I'll get like either barbecue, just regular barbecue, or just burnt.
Uh.
Nobody likes barbecue wings for some reason.
That's childish. You got to think about it. That's childish. When you was young, that your mom used to give you chicken fingers and put barbecue sauce on it. You gotta listen. You gotta spice your palate up. You gotta spice your palate. Like you gotta try different stuff. Like that's what I'm breaking out of. I'm trying different stuff. I just got out of my chicken tender and fried phase. So I'm trying different stuff. I'm trying different stuff.
I mean, I like some spicy things. Like I like Indian
Mm-hmm.
food. So
Oh
I mean, you know,
nah. I I never had Indian food in my life. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm willing to try it though. You know, another thing I didn't have. I never had a seafood boil. I actually want to
wow.
try that. I actually want to try that. So I don't just don't like seafood.
Try some chicken curry or some what is it called? Tandoori chicken. I'm telling you, it's
It
nice. I'm telling
sounds
you.
good. Tandoori chicken sounds good. It's like a sweet chicken.
I wouldn't go like sweet. It has a little bit of like spiciness to it, but like it's just really good. You can have it with some
Mm,
rice or some vegetables or something. It's nice.
okay. I'm gonna take you up for it. I'm gonna take you up for it.
I'm telling you, hey, Indian food is good.
I'm gonna take you up for it. You gotta try some Haitian food though. I'm gonna
All
put
right,
you
for
on.
sure, for sure.
I'm gonna put you on some Haitian food. You gotta try these like rice, griot, griots, like pork. That's part of the staple. I I could point you to some directions. I can get you right.
Okay, for sure, for sure. One more question. What's the
Mm,
nicest thing someone has done for you?
that's a beautiful question. The nicest thing somebody ever done for me. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things. I'd say a lot of things, but the nicest thing somebody ever done for me was seeing that I was in like my ship was sinking, and they told me that they rubbed me on my back. She rubbed me on my back and told me everything was okay. I say that's the part of the nicest thing somebody done for me. There's a lot of people, a lot of people. You a man, and everybody expect you to be strong. And sometimes, it's a lot of pressure. There's a lot. So I think that was part of the nicest thing. Yeah, I think I have some nice stuff. I'm not a materialistic person. So
All right, folks. Hope y'all enjoyed the episode. Latavious, thank you so much for being on the podcast. I really appreciate it. Y'all be sure to follow me on my social medias. All those links will be in the description box. Follow Latavious on his social medias. Those will be in the description box as well. And I want to give a shout out to the sponsor. So shout out to E3 Protein. So check out their Instagram at E3 Energy Cubes on Instagram. And I want to give a shout out to Gym Sports. They specialize in football gloves. Their Instagram is at JEMZ_sports. Everything will be in the description box. So y'all be sure to check that out. Subscribe like I was saying. And I hope you have a good one. Peace out.
have a blessed day.